Okay, so to continue what I was saying, to offset the keys, if you like, you don't really have to do this now, but just because I said that I was going to do this, I'm going to show you how to offset the keys in the graph editor, which is just a handy tool to be able to use if you need it. So to offset the whole entire arm, I'm collecting the arm, shoulder, elbow, wrist, and then all the manipulators in the hands as well. Making sure I get everything. And like I said before, sometimes these can get in the way. So now everything's white except for the last one that I clicked on, which is green. So I know I collected all of the pieces. Coming into your animation editors, you want to click on Graph Editor again and hit F. And what that does is it frames all the keys, so you're not gonna forget about any of them. So highlight them. So they're all highlighted, all selected. Come into this bar that says stats. So in this box, you're gonna hit plus. So you're adding equals. I want to add 1. I'm just shifting it over 1. I'm not shifting over it very much, the arm keys over much at all. So it's just offset 1. So there we go. So if I do that to one side, of course, I want to do that to the other side. So I'm going to take my arm in the other view and do the same thing. I'm going to collect all the pieces. You know what? Spin him around so he's not overlapping. There. Okay. Clicked on the wrist twice. So notice that I had to really make sure to be careful what I was selecting, what's in white and what's in green. So now that that's all collected, I'm going to hit F and select everything. And then go up into my box, and again, I'm going to hit plus equals 1. So that's just going to offset everything 1. Now, what you're going to see in the timeline after this is that I'm going to pause my recording for 1 second. No, I'm not. It's just my husband. So I'm going to continue recording. So as I was saying, I'm just going to offset it on each side. So what happens is it's offset by 1. So it's not going to be, unless I cycle them, the keys, you're going to see a gap where the arm starts and stops. So that's not exactly what we want. So what we want to do next is select everything. So your whole entire rig, go back into your window, go back into your animation editors, into your graph editor. Hit F, and you're going to select everything, and you're going to go to curves. Pre-infinity, cycle, post-infinity, and cycle. And that's just going to loop all the animation so that it's seamless. Okay, so there's no gaps. Now, I'm going to center him up so you can see him really well and press play. I think the arms were moving better before. I think if anything, I probably should have decreased them by 1 in the time slider instead of added 1. But just for the sake of showing you how to offset keys in the graph editor, that's how we do it. So next you're going to go, after your animation's all done and you're happy with all of the animation, you can come into your animation editors again, go to graph editor, and this is the tedious part, is that you're going to want to select everything, and then start coming in, keeping him in perfect view because you still want to see him. Come in and start cleaning up your animation. Now by cleaning up your animation, I mean find your valleys and peaks and make sure they're not overshot. Okay? So you're just going to click on anything that's high, anything that's low. Those are your peaks. And notice the tangents or the handles aren't flat. You want to flatten them out. So going up into flat tangents helps them to flatten out. Okay. You have to go through every single one, every single channel. Flatten out your bezies. Same thing over here. Flatten them out. The computer's just doing what it thinks is right. It doesn't mean that it's right. So notice some more that you want to flatten out. Pretty boring part of animation. So just as an example, over here it's overshooting slightly. So it's coming up and it's overshooting. This is another reason why you want to flatten them out. There you go. You can do this for quite some time. So I'm not going to record going through every single channel. But that's how you clean up your animation. So that's the end of the tutorial. I hope you guys learned something from it. And if you have any questions or comments, you can always email me.